With me now from Cleveland is President Trump's 2020 campaign communications director, Tim Murtaugh. Tim, welcome back to the program.
Thanks for having me, Jim. Good to see you.
So first, I want to begin because my colleague Poppy Harlow yesterday didn't get an answer on this from the White House. Just very quickly, how much did the president pay in federal, and I'm specifying federal income taxes, in the years 2016 and 2017? Is it just $750 as the Times reporting shows?
Well, as you heard, friend, and as you probably read in the New York Times story, the president has paid tens of millions of dollars in federal taxes. And as the New York Times confirmed, the president remains...
I'm not asking about payroll taxes or state taxes.
Now, hold on a second. If you're going to ask me the question, Jim, you might as well let me answer it.
Well, because the answer doesn't answer the question.
As the New York Times confirmed... The New York Times confirmed that the president remains under audit and has been under audit for the last 10 years. And he has always said that when the audit concludes, he would release his taxes. That audit is ongoing. No one ever wanted to believe him about that.
I'll get to the audit in a moment because the audit focuses on a $70 million refund he received in a year that he didn't pay in federal taxes. Just a very simple question, because we didn't get it yesterday. I'll give you an opportunity today, or I'll just take it as a non-answer. What did he pay in federal income taxes?
That I told you, Jim. The president will release his taxes when the audit is complete. The Times confirmed that it was ongoing. And that refund that you're referring to was made possible under a law signed by your former boss, Barack Obama, that allows people to claim losses in previous years and carry them forward. Your former boss signed that law.
Don't go personal here. I went as chief of staff to the U.S. ambassador to China. Couple questions. So
it's not personal. It's a fact. President Obama signed that law.
You will not answer what the president paid in federal income taxes in 2016 or 2017, or should we take the Times as correct that it was $750?
I have just told you, the president... Look, Jim, voters care more about who is the better candidate to protect their jobs, to continue to grow the economy.
The audit focuses on a $72 million tax refund that the president claimed in 2010. Can you explain how he received a multi-million-dollar refund in a year in which he paid little to no federal income taxes? Can you explain that to our viewers who might not understand?
Well, I'm glad you asked me that question, Jim. It's because of a provision in the stimulus law signed, again, by your former boss, President Obama, that allows people to claim losses in prior years.
Tim, have you ever received a tax refund in a year in which you paid no taxes?
No, I have not, and I am also not a multi-billionaire real estate mogul either.
Did the president's businesses make any money these years where he claimed these? Because it's either one or the other. The claims are legitimate because there were no profits in his business, or there were profits and the claims are illegitimate. Did the president's businesses make any money during these many years he paid little to no federal income taxes? He claims to be...
I'm curious, Jim. I'm curious. Have you ever asked anybody why it was that Hunter Biden got a $3.5 million Russian wire transfer while his father was the vice president?
I'll get to Hunter Biden in a moment.
Have you quizzed anybody on that little number?
You are the communications director for the president who's running for re-election.
Shoveling buckets of money. Yes, and we also have an opponent in this race, Jim, in case you haven't noticed.
Because the question is, did the president's businesses
shoveling buckets of money at Joe Biden's family while he was the vice president?
Did the president's businesses make any money during these years where he paid little to no federal income taxes? Yes or no? Did they make any money?
Again, Jim, for the fourth time, the president has always said that he will release his taxes when the audit concludes. The New York Times
there's nothing about an audit that prevents someone from releasing taxes.
10 years.
Okay, let's go to the Russian mayor.
If you were under audit, Jim, by the way, these documents were illegally leaked to the New York Times. Would you like someone doing that to your taxes, Jim? Would you enjoy that? Yes.
Tim, I pay my taxes. I pay federal taxes, and I'll say on this program many times more than the billionaire president does. Yuri Luzhov, he's the former mayor of Moscow.
Again, the president has paid tens of millions of dollars in federal taxes.
Not in federal income taxes. You won't answer the question. Let's move on. Yuri Luzhov, who's the former mayor of Moscow,
have you seen the documents?
Revealed in an interview that President Trump was in talks with him, that the president was in talks with Yuri Luzhov, the same person you're saying had paid money to Hunter Biden's private equity fund. He was in talks with President Trump about building an underground mall there in the 1990s. Should the president answer questions about his business relationship with the late Moscow mayor?
Jim, the president was a private businessman at the time and leading a global enterprise, and that's what was happening at that time. When you talk about the wire, $3.5 million,
with
Joe Biden's son received that wire while his father was the vice president of the United States. That is not the same situation as a private American businessman building business interests around the world. For you to make that that comparison shows that you're just not interested in talking about anything that involves Joe Biden. You're just not interested in it. And why is that? Why would you not?
Tim Murtaugh,
$3.5 million wire to Hunter Biden
Trump.
While his father was...
Murtaugh,
that's exactly right. And we have an opponent in this race, Jim,
Trump.
and we reserve the right to talk about our opponent from time to time, whether we're on CNN or not.
The President has more than $400 million in debt. Is that true or false?
Again, the president has said, I don't know how many times you want to go down this road. The president has been
Is it true or false?
Does
the president have 400 million?
Jim.
Does the president have $400 million
the president
in debt?
has, listen, Jim, let me make this simple for you.
Can you answer that question, yes or no?
Prior to running for president the first time, the president released over 100 pages of financial documents. All of those individual items are in those more than 100 pages. I invite you to go look them up.
Okay, I'll take that as a non-answer.
What we would want to be talking about is actually this campaign in which we have an opponent,
under President Trump.
I don't know if you noticed this or not, but there are two names on the ballot
that foreign adversaries can exploit. The debts of that amount create, and if you or I applied for a security clearance and had debt anywhere near that amount or more than our assets, it would be considered a vulnerability. Who does the president owe this $400 million to?
Jim, you had a misstatement in your question right there. The loan amounts are far, far below the actual value of the property, and in fact, he is very leveraged. He's leveraged at a very small amount as compared to.
So he does have $400 million in debt.
Most real estate. I told you it's probably in the public disclosures, and the president remains under audit.
Okay.
And for the last 10 years, he's been under audit. I think I've now answered this question 7 times, Jim. So if you want to keep spending our time here on CNN,
I asked you a lot of questions
on this
you didn't answer.
question,
Let's talk about
keep doing it over and over again.
Today, U.S. deaths have now passed 205,000. Last time we spoke, I asked you half a dozen times if the president took any responsibility for these losses. Your answer was, I'm quoting you, the president has accepted responsibility for being the one who is in charge of the unprecedented American response to this. I'll just ask again, does the president take any personal responsibility for the loss of life from COVID in this country?
The president is responsible for taking early action, restricting travel from China, which saved thousands of lives, which we know if he were president at the time, Joe Biden would not have done. Just yesterday, Jim, the president made an announcement of 150 million rapid tests. Jim, are you aware there's a debate tonight? Can we talk about that maybe?
I'm aware.
Or are you standing in for Joe Biden right now?
Can you answer the question?
Is this debate prep? Are you standing in for Joe Biden?
No, I'm asking you questions because you're the communications director for Donald Trump.
I'm standing in a debate hall. Do you see the debate hall behind you, Jim? There's a big event here tonight. Are you aware of that?
And I have told you, the president is responsible for leading the unprecedented campaign. Go ahead, Jim. President Trump has said that he does not need formal debate prep for tonight. He's called it unnecessary. I wonder, as his communications director, do you agree with that?
The president prepares for debates every single day just by being president, and I would say, just based on your exchange with me right here, this is also the kind of practice that the president gets, where he goes and has his regular, I would call them skirmishes, with the hostile Washington press corps. So the president is ready, and we expect to see Joe Biden very ready too. He's been doing this for 47 years. He knows his way around the debate stage. He managed to defeat 24 Democrat challengers, and in 11 debates in the Democrat primaries.
By the way, Tim, we have a Biden spokesperson the next hour where we'll be asking many of these questions. And when on the question of federal income taxes and others, when you're willing to answer those questions, please come back to this broadcast, Tim. When you're willing to answer questions on federal income tax paid, etc., please come back on the program.
I answered them over and over, Jim.
Actually, you didn't. Tim Murtaugh, we wish you good luck tonight. Thanks very much.
Great. Thank you, Jim.